my unit. It's your man, Maverick the Enigma McLaurin, bringing you something different for Watch and Talk Wednesday. Um, we're gonna read an article posted by one of my Instagram friends named Leah. Now, Leah is a black conservative female. She's also a wife, a mother. You know what I'm saying? And she enjoys embracing her natural femininity, and she started this website called LeahLoveOnline. Now, I am not subscribed to this website, but she does post whenever she puts an article up, so that way people can go check her out. You know what I'm saying? And I decided to go ahead and prop up one of these articles, and me being a part of the manosphere, I decided to do a little breakdown of this. Um, Dang, my lighting just got worse for a second. So you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, grab your popcorn, grab your bacon, grab any kind of snack, any kind of food and drink, and listen to me to read this and react to this with you guys. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff, man. Let's get right into this article. Let me bring my camera down. Okay. Just why did I do that? Oof. Let me just. There we go. All right, so this article is entitled "Feminism Steals Femininity." Now, for those that follow me on Instagram, y'all know my thoughts about New Wave feminism. It is designed to keep the family structure apart. Let's just keep it 100. It promotes having a father out the home and the woman, being as promiscuous as possible. You know what I'm saying? Until they hit age 30. And to some of y'all in the manosphere, y'all know what age 30 means for both men and women. It's different. For men, it's primal years. Women, is degrading. It's degrading years. But anywho, let's go ahead and get right into this. This should be a fun article. You know what I'm saying? Feminism steals femininity. Let me see. One of my blogging friends, Kitten, asked me if I would join her in a March blogging challenge on writing on the topic of femininity. The challenge is for every day of March, and I won't be able to fulfill that, but I may do 1 or 2 posts during the month. For my part, I'd like to talk about femininity and feminism, or really how feminism tried to steal my femininity. As many people know, I am an avid critic of the modern feminism movement and some of the concepts of it represents. This quote accurately sums up my thoughts on it. Let's dive in more. I think there is a fundamental misunderstanding that lies at the root of feminism. This has impacted women of all ages, but I think it has especially impacted these young girls. This sense that freedom is the ability to do whatever I want, whenever I want, and the earlier I can experience this total freedom, the better. But we know that freedom is the ability to do what you ought to do the good, to choose the good. Colin Carroll Campbell. Well, I for one can agree. You know what I'm saying? Words from the champ. I for one can agree with that statement because men and women are biologically different. You know what I'm saying? Our reproductive organs are on the outside where their reproductive organs are on the inside. We have testicles, they have ovaries. You know what I'm saying? Um, Therefore, men can reproduce just as much as they want to. You know what I'm saying? Until they get old and senile, old and gray. Whereas women, you know what I'm saying? Their biological clock to have healthier children is only in those primal years of 16 to about 30, 35. If you're lucky, 40. You know what I'm saying? Our bodies are biologically ingrained different. In terms of equality, though, we are equal in terms of human rights. Yes, we are equal to that, but not biologically equal. Because if you live your life like a man, you'll end up like a man. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Scroll down here. I love this quote because it points out something that's glaringly obvious to me about the feminist movement. Freedom can be paradoxical in that the more choices you have, the more responsibility you have to make the right choices. That is true, because most times in modern day feminism, it's all about, their choices. You know what I'm saying? My body, my choice, am I right? And with choices comes responsibility. They want all the benefits, but no responsibility most of the time. When you have total freedom, people expect you to use it in the way that they see fit and often make it a moral issue if you don't. When I was a little girl, I rarely played with dolls. I had very tomboy looking dresses, if I wore dresses at all. And I was encouraged to participate in more masculine activities because femininity was seen as weakness. Technically, I had choices. I was highly discouraged by choosing feminine ones because they were somehow inferior. And that's one of the lies. For a woman to be feminine, it is not weak. That's actually strength. For a man to be feminine is weak. You know what I'm saying? A man needs to act in his own energy, and a woman needs to act in their own energy. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But let's continue. It always baffled me how I was told that men were supposed to be the oppressors and their traits and qualities were undesirable and they thought and they were what was wrong with society. That's completely opposite from the truth. I'm glad this woman can recognize that because not everything is toxic masculinity that a man does. They can literally say a man not crying is toxic masculinity. No, it's not. It's just regular masculinity. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep going. But in order to exercise our equality correctly, I was supposed to act the same way and do the same things I was supposed to hate about them. I was supposed to be strong, read obstinate, independent. I was told no woman should need a man. And I taught that men were always wrong, women were always right, and I should never apologize to anyone for anything. See, man, that's the problem. That's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. They're promoting them to do the same things men do that they hate about men. Doesn't that come off a little hypocritical? Doesn't that not come off as a little bit hypocritical? I mean, I'm gonna let that sink in. Like, why would they promote that, those same negative behaviors that men portray towards them? Why would they promote that to women? That doesn't make any sense. I was supposed to believe that we women wanted what we wanted was equality, but I never believed it. Feminism, not the patriarchy, was what tried to steal my choices and my femininity. Okay. Way to come to that realization. Feminism heavily influenced the expectation that was placed on me to go to college, even though I knew I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom and didn't need to rack up debt to get an education I didn't plan on using. Feminism was the reason I grew up having never once planned my own wedding because thinking it sounded fun, I knew that it wasn't what strong girls did. And see, she understands her strength lies within her feminine energy. If a guy sees you acting masculine, he's going to get turned off. It's just natural energy, man. Come on. Feminist rhetoric was the reason I was bullied and harassed by classmates who said I was wasting my life by having my son, even though I was married and nearly done with college. See, good. You didn't abort your baby. That's very good. I was free to choose to be the mother, so they could burn me at the stake and make me an example out of someone they saw as a weak woman. But you're not a weak woman for having children. No, that don't make you weak. You know what I'm saying? It was those same feminist classmates who tried to physically injure me and got caught by the professor so I would miscarry when they found out I was happy to be pregnant. See, look, a woman should be happy to have children, man. You see, what feminism teaches is that children are a burden and they're not really a human until they reach, they're out of the stomach and you can do late-term abortions. No. You know what I'm saying? We're human beings. We're not parasites. You know what I'm saying? Last I checked, my seed isn't a parasite. It's another human being just waiting to be born. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag semen retention. But anywho, it was feminist care providers who tried to coerce me multiple times into an abortion on the basis of being too young and needing to finish my education before having a baby. Well, I agree with the too young part, but, you know what I'm saying? But, the whole finishing your education thing, you know what I'm saying? If you really wanted to do that, you wouldn't waste your time on having a kid. You know what I'm saying? Because that can kind of hinder it because you need to, step up. And, the education is a good way to step up to provide for your baby. I forgot to beam up my camera, my bad, but y'all can still hear me though. I would say education is a great way to, get your way up the working corporate ladder so that way you can provide a stable home for you and your baby if you are a single mom. But, a young woman shouldn't get shamed for having a baby. You know what I'm saying? I would feel sorry that, it wasn't had in a better circumstance where you were a little bit more aged and you actually were marrying the person that had the baby with you. That's a way better circumstance. So that way y'all can work on raising the baby as healthy as possible. Because, in order for a child to be healthy, it needs masculine and feminine energies coming from their natural source. It can't be reversed. It must come from a natural source. Masculine from the man, feminine from the woman. It cannot exist without the other, and the roles cannot be reversed. If the roles are reversed, or if one of them is missing, the child will grow up chemically imbalanced and unhealthy. Facts. But let's continue. It was feminists who would bite your head off if you called them radical. Who would bite your head off if you called them radical, who came after me. So I wrote my article on respecting my husband when he voiced concerns about me breastfeeding uncovered and not posting breastfeeding photos online. You see, it was my decision to listen to him about it because I, love, and respect him. See, This is the problem. Feminists don't respect men, really. And they talked about men should respect women, but you don't respect men hard enough, man. It can't just be one gives and one takes. No, it's give and take when it comes to relationship and marriage. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I had to itch my invisible hairy beard. But y'all, man. You see, let me think. A lot of feminine men, they're kind of anti-marriage early on, man. And they only use marriage as a common tool of usury from a man, meaning they only know that they're getting married to him because he provides security, not love, affection, attention, capabilities of raising a child. Those are qualities you should look for in your quality guy. You don't look to him because of his money or what just because he provides. Providing is okay because it's a male trait. You know what I'm saying? It's something a male has to bring to the table. As a woman, you have to bring certain qualities to the table that make you fit to be a mother and not just a wife, not just a girlfriend, not just a hooker. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Because I love and respect him because he first voiced the concern. I was told I am brainwashed by the patriarchy for listening to the man I vowed to love and cherish forever. And no, she is not brainwashed. She's not brainwashed at all. She's choosing her decisions. She is not brainwashed. What feminism is doing is brainwashing people to think opposite and act out of their energy. She is acting within her energy by choosing to love and respect the person she married. A lot of feminists, when they get married, they don't respect the person they married. They only respect what that man brings to the table, not him himself. Because 80 times out of 20, they're 80% of the time they're beta cuck simps. Because most women, when they hit that post-wall, when they want to settle down, have kids, they look for the guy that they friend zone all their life. And they don't respect the guy, but they respect what he could bring to the table, though. But let's keep going. It was a staunch feminist acquaintance I knew that made several statements during the presidential election about how if you weren't voting or weren't voting for the female candidate, you didn't deserve to be called a woman because it was all about freedom to choose, right? See, and that's another thing that's hypocritical. Because you can't just tell a woman who to vote for another woman because she's a woman. That's sexism right there. That's just like how Joe Biden was telling, if you have a problem with choosing between me and Trump, you're not black. That's a messed up thing to say. That's a messed up thing to say. And funny how most of the feminist logic is being supported by the Democratic Party, but I can make a whole other video about that if I wanted to. Let's continue. It has been the feminists I once considered friends that took every opportunity to snipe at my husband and their own chance they got over every little thing. See, and that's what's wrong. When feminists see happily married folk, they get jealous and wonder what's wrong with them. And they're so quick to hate on their friends who are married too at young ages. It's a common trope because women subconsciously compete with each other. I know this in the back of my mind, but let's continue. Women are allowed to get away with anything short of murder in their eyes, but one screw up from a man means you should send them packing. That's because the simps that feminism produces, because feminism breeds simps, you know what I'm saying? And unless we take the simp out of the man, society can never be reshaped to, never tolerate a woman's disrespect just as much as they don't tolerate our disrespect. You know what I'm saying? It's an equal playing field over here. But let's continue. I watched them take pride in giving other women poor counsel so they would leave their husbands and suck them dry from child support. I just mentioned that. Provisional reasons, not love. I refuse to be a part of it, further angering them and soliciting not a real woman comments. But using people does not make you a woman. Using people makes you a B word. I'm trying not to curse, so that way I don't get demonetized. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between a woman and a B. If you don't believe me, go ahead and look up that Jay-Z concert where he was rapping Song Cry with him and Mary J. Blige on stage. That was hot. I know a difference between a B and a B. And you know what I'm saying? He was referring to his wife, Beyonce. It's the feminists that tell me that I'm free to choose what I believe in and then take it back when I say I don't believe in feminism. That's pretty much democratic belief people as a whole. When they see you not agreeing with them, they say you don't have the freedom to choose. They say you got the freedom to choose until you tell them that you're Republican or just don't support Democratic Party, and then boom, your rights to believe what you want to believe and be accepted are taken away. And that's something that I cannot stand about those who are Democrats. But let's continue. I've learned this, that they'll tell you that you are free to choose, but how they act will show you the truth. You are only supported by them if you do what they want. Facts. If you are a people pleaser, they like you. If you're not a people pleaser, they don't like you. Feminism has taught me that homemaking isn't a stable career. But you must go to college to be taken seriously as a woman by other women, and getting married and having a baby young will get you ostracized by most feminists and generally enjoying girly things like skirts, makeup, dresses, and jewelry instead of seeing them as nuances is weak. Despite the name, feminism is actually an enemy of true femininity in so many ways. Preaching to the choir. Thank goodness I received the conditional nature of the freedom of modern feminism offers and declined it with gusto. I'll take my twirly skirts, red lipstick, handsome husband, messy toddler, and mounds of laundry, and my oppressive patriarchal Christian faith over feminism lies any day. See, and she just came out as Christian to us. She's preaching to the choir for real, because in the Bible it speaks that the man is the head of the household and the woman has to show him respect. You know what I'm saying? And the head of every man is Christ. And if that man is not leading you by the hand of Christ, by acting in his own energy, then, the house will fall apart. You could read it in the book of Mark where it says, a house divided against itself can't stand. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, hope you guys enjoy this article reading. If you want me to do some more article readings on Watch Shop Wednesdays, you know what I'm saying? Feel free to get at me. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on Instagram. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that like button. I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? I do these kind of videos so I can say these things. Heal yourself first. Be a better you. Till then, take care. Deuces.